Okay, hi everybody, this is Mr. Manning, and this video is going to be kind of an introduction to one of the activities that you're going to have about evaluating websites. So you should have access to this table right here, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to visit these four websites that are over here on the left. And for each one of them, you are going to try to determine if the information on the website is trustworthy or not. And as you're going through this process, you're going to rank each website on a scale of 1 to 10. And like the directions say, a 10 means that they are extremely trustworthy, a 1 means that they aren't trustworthy at all. So probably for most of these, you'll have a number somewhere in the middle. There are 3 different categories that you're going to be looking at. You're going to be looking at if they are reliable, recent, and verifiable. When you are done with all 3 of these, you're going to add up your numbers, and you're going to get a total score. So a perfect score would be a 30. That means you gave each website a 10. And you'd add up all 3 for a grand total of 30. I would like for you to tell me a little bit about why you gave the website that particular score. So don't just put a number in here, a quick explanation of why they received that number. So what I'd like to do to kind of get you started is I would like to use the rest of this video to evaluate a website that we often do in class. And we're going to look at these 3 categories. We're going to see if it's reliable. You can tell if a website is reliable by if there is a lot of different ways for you to contact the people that are running the website. So are there phone numbers, emails, actual physical addresses, links to social media accounts? Are there ways to contact these people? So that would be the reliable score. The second one is recent. How recently has the website been updated? Sometimes it'll just come out and say updated on, and it'll give you a date. A lot of times though, you have to do some further investigating, and you have to look for information that's on the website and any dates that are tied to it. And then finally, verifiable, which in my opinion is probably the best way to evaluate a website. And to verify a website, you are simply going to do a search for this information and see if there are any other websites out there that are saying the same thing. So a lot of times if you're looking at information online and you're trying to determine if it's trustworthy or not, if you can find that same information on a lot of different websites or a lot of different locations, then it is likely trustworthy. But if they are the only ones that are saying it, then it is likely not trustworthy. All right, so we're going to go through this process, and I'm going to use this website right here. This is called golfcross.com. And the scenario behind this is, imagine that if you were asked by maybe one of the PE teachers or even like a history teacher or something, but they asked you to do a presentation about a sport that is not played in the United States but played elsewhere in the world. And you're doing some internet searching to try to find a sport that is played in other parts of the world besides the United States, and you come across this one, and it's called Golfcross. And from the first looks of it, it basically appears that there is a sport that uses a golf ball that is shaped like a football, so it's kind of oblong. However, you hit it like a golf ball. You can see the guys in this picture here, they look like golfers. And instead of hitting it into a hole, you hit it into like these little crossbars with a net behind it. So you find this and you're thinking, this is interesting, I've never heard of this before. So now you are trying to determine, is this believable or not? All right, so remember, the first thing we're going to look at is, can we contact these people? So I'm going to start investigating this website, and I'm looking for ways to contact them. And over here on the right, there is a contact us link. And on this link, they provide quite a bit of information. Here is an email address. Here is a fax number. although that number looks a little strange, maybe because they claim to be in New Zealand and their numbers for fax numbers and phone numbers look different than in the United States. So don't immediately think that it's wrong. Here are some other email address links. Here's a telephone number for Golf Cross in France. And yeah, so that's about all there is on this particular page. We could continue to look maybe like through the frequently asked questions or perhaps the news. I wonder if there's anything here. It looks like it's just little excerpts from different newspapers and whatnot. So if I were evaluating golfcross.com on their reliability, I would say it was going to get a fairly high score because there are different ways that they have provided to contact them. I don't think it's a perfect 10, maybe like a 7 or an 8. All right, and I would explain that I was able to find a phone number and a fax number, although the fax number looked a little weird. I didn't find any physical addresses, but there was some emails. I didn't see anything about social media, which is kind of strange, especially in 2018. Most companies have social media, so that might be a little odd too. Okay, I'm now going to go to the recent. How recently has this website been updated? So I'm back on the contact info. I don't see anything here that says about how recently they've been updated. But when I clicked on news earlier, it showed some excerpts from newspapers, and there are some dates. So here is Golf Digest, which is a magazine, but look at the date, August 2002. So according to this took place 16 years ago. And in internet world, that is ancient. So that worries me a little bit. If I keep on scrolling, the dates just continue to get older. So that's probably not a good sign. I wonder if there are any other places that have dates. So now I'm on history. Here's 1989, and it stops at 2001, so that's also not very good. So I think if I were evaluating with this website for recent, I would give it a very low score. Maybe a 1 or a 2. It's not a 0 because at least there are some dates, but it's really low. Okay, and then finally, the one that I think is the most valuable is verifiable. Can I find information about Golf Cross elsewhere? So my favorite place, of course, is Google, and I'm going to type in Golf Cross, and I'm going to see what's out there about Golf Cross. All right. So immediately I get the website. That's the one that we're already at. There's a Wikipedia entry, which is not always believable because anybody can edit Wikipedia. Here's a video, though, so that's kind of interesting. It's a YouTube video. If I click on it real quick, we've got... Okay. So it looks like... Okay, so it looks like somebody has created like an informational video about how to play Golf Cross. Now, this kind of makes me start to think that it's actually true, because if somebody were to want to be tricking us, I don't know if they would go to the lengths of actually creating a fake golf ball and filming a almost 13-minute video. I'm not sure. However, if I look over here on the right, look at all these other videos that are related to Golf Cross. So here's one. This looks like it's related to Golf Cross. This one maybe looks like just regular golf. So if I had a little more time, I probably would investigate some of these other videos as well. So let's go back to our Google search. Let's see what else is available. Here's a Golf Cross shop. A place to buy stuff for Golf Cross. Oh, look, here is Amazon.com. I recognize that website. I'm going to click on it. And it looks like there is somebody that is trying to sell a book. It includes a ball, that is related to Golf Cross, and it's about $19. There's only one customer review. That might be a little sneaky as well. I would encourage you to go past the first page sometimes. Here's some more books about Golf Cross. Getting a lot of answers related to... Oh, here's a Facebook page related to Golf Cross. Remember earlier we couldn't find any social media accounts. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Probably would want to take a look at that a little bit further. It looks like they've had a day... Oh, they've had an update on March 23rd. So that helps a little bit on the recency thing. All right, so I think you're probably getting the handle on this. So what I want you to do is basically what I just did with Golf Cross. I want you to do it for these other 4 websites. I want you to see if you can contact them. I want you to see how recently they've been updated, and then I want you to see if you can verify them by looking in other places on the internet about that particular topic. Give each one a score between 1 and 10. Tell me a little bit about why you gave them that score. Total it up for a grand total, and that is all. Okay, I will see you guys later.